About 5 years ago, I'm sitting around the table in the kitchen with my wife and daughter. My daughter is a dancer, like ballet, jazz, that kind of thing. Now she's in the street. And my wife looks at me and says, "Do you want to be in Jada's dance recital? They're having a dad's dance." And I said, "Sure, you kidding me? Anything for Jada. That's my girl." So she's like, "Okay, I'll sign you up." So about a week later, I'm walking out of the house, looking for Jada. "Come on, Jada, we gotta go to the rehearsal." My wife looks at me, she goes, No. She's like, "She's not going, she just wants the dads." I go, I'm like, sounds kind of weird, but okay. So I go to the rehearsal, and there I am, standing in a room full of about 15 other dads, and it suddenly hits me. I'm like, Jada's not gonna be on stage with me. I'm like, I just signed up for a dad's dance without the daughters. This is not gonna be cute. I'm thinking it's gonna be cute. It's not gonna be cute. Then I said, it's gonna be ugly. And then I said, even worse than ugly, it's gonna be embarrassing. I said, why is it gonna be embarrassing, you ask? Because, as you can see, I'm a black guy, and there's a stereotype that has gone around that black people knows how to dance. I'm the opposite of that stereotype. I can't dance. So I knew I had my work cut out for me. So this is about 5 or 6 weeks before the recital, and we practice, I think, twice a week, but I needed extra help. So I would come home after the rehearsal, maybe 9 o'clock at night. I'd stand in my kitchen, and I'd practice. Everybody's in bed. I'd be up in the attic. I'd practice. Anywhere I could, I would practice. So then, fast forward, the night before the recital, I still needed a little bit of work. And I said, man, what am I gonna do? Because I was so used to looking at the teacher while we were doing our rehearsals. But now, when I'm on stage, I can't see anything. So I texted one of my best friends. I said, hey, I'm like, do me a favor. I'm like, I need you to come watch me dance. I see the ellipsis come back. Laughing emojis, like 5 of them. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I need you to watch me dance. I'm in Jada's dance recital tomorrow, and they have a dad's dance, and I need to get it down. He's like, okay, where do you want to go? And the only place that I could think to go was at our high school in our town, because it was dark. It was around 9 o'clock at night, thinking nobody's gonna be there. It's off the street. It's a nice covered area. So I'm like, let's go there. She's like, okay, cool. Pick him up, drive over there, and I have my phone, get out of the car. I'm like, hey man, just do me a favor. I'm like, just watch this video that we recorded during rehearsal and just cue me up. Make sure that I'm on point. And if I'm not, you gotta stop me. As soon as I finish that sentence, car rolls up. It's getting closer. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, did you call somebody to tell them to come down and watch us? He's like, nope. I'm starting to think, is it my wife, Carrie, who's wondering why I left the house at 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday without her? Nope. Car gets a little bit closer. It's a police officer. I was like, I'm about to get a ticket for doing this dance. Officer rolls down the window. I said, what's up, officer? He said, I was about to ask you the same question. I said, do you really want to know? He said, well, yeah, kind of. It's after dark and you're trespassing. I said, so I started thinking to myself, I'm like, well, if I tell him the truth, he ain't gonna believe me. And if I lie to him, well, not a good way to start a relationship right now on a lie. So I said, Adam, give me the phone. So he gives me the phone, and I put it in front of the officer, and I said, hit play. He starts to chuckle, looks up at me, and goes, is that you? I said, guilty. He said, what are you doing? I said, man, I'm like, my daughter has a dance recital tomorrow, and there's a dad's dance. I thought there was gonna be like a daddy-daughter thing where I'm gonna be twirling around and doing dips and stuff, but no, they got me doing a boy band dance. It's the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Boyz II Men, and New Kids on the Block. He said, you know what? He's like, that's all right. He's like, you can continue. You can do your thing. He's like, you have all that love for your daughter. I really admire that. I said, no ticket? He said, nope. I said, fantastic. So then I said, you know what? Maybe I can push my luck a little bit more. So I said, while you're there, you mind just sitting in your car and keeping the lights on? Because I'm gonna be on stage tomorrow with a whole bunch of bright lights coming down on me and a whole bunch of people looking at me. It's gonna be a lot of pressure. He said, wait a minute, you want me to sit here and watch you do this dance? I said, too much? He said, no, go right ahead, sure. I'm like, okay, cool. Give the phone back to my friend. I'm like, all right, man, hit play. So he hits play, and I'm in front of him, and I'm doing my dance. I'm doing the New Kids on the Block skipping. I'm gyrating. I'm doing all kinds of movements, my body that hadn't been done before. And I'm in my zone. And then after about 10 minutes or so, I finally nailed it. And I go, all right, officer, thank you, I think I got it. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm ready. He's like, okay. He's like, listen, if I could be there, I would. Cheer you right on. I said, I wish you could, but you know what? You've already helped. So the next day, I show up to the recital. It's our time to get on there. I walk out, all of a sudden the music starts, lights come on, and I'm dancing, and I'm doing my thing. I'm like, I nailed it. I felt so good. It was like the weight of the world was off of my shoulders. It was like the longest 4 minutes of my life was finally over. So I come off stage. I'm looking for my family. I'm looking for Jada. I see Jada. I'm like, hey, what'd you think? Did you see Daddy? I'm like, you proud? You proud? And like any 5-year-old daughter would say, she looks at me and she goes, it was all right. But I know, because I saw that look in her eyes. And I know that she was really proud of me. And I know one thing, I went back and did it again the next year. Thank you.